Hello everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I'm really excited. I have a incredible woman joining me tonight. Just give me a second here. You know the drill if you watch me often. Just going to add her, invite her. Oh, there she is. Hi, Belinda. Okay, now I'm gonna add her. So I've been driving. I am in Vancouver, on my way to Vancouver, on my way into Coquitlam. So we just pulled over so that we can do this live, and I'm really excited. Belinda is a person, a lady in my company who is...
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. I hope you can hear me okay.
I can hear you perfect.
Perfect. So it is, what, 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow for me, right? For you?
That's right, yeah.
I love it. Belinda is in Perth, Australia, right?
That's correct. Yep, on the
That's so
West
cool.
Coast.
Over here. We're just walking around and trying to get away from the traffic. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. I really appreciate it, Belinda.
Oh, you're welcome. And you're coming in really from one of my favorite parts of the world. James and I spent some time in British Columbia a few years ago. We were there for Christmas time, and it's an amazing part of the world. So I'm a bit jealous that you're there.
Yeah, I just did a 4-hour drive to get here today, and 10 hours yesterday. So yeah, big drive. We've been enjoying it though, so that's good.
Excellent. Scenery.
So again, thank you so much for joining me today. Can you start with sharing a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your story?
Absolutely. So I'm an Aussie, as you mentioned. I'm a mum as well. I've got 3 kids, Bella, Brock and Summer, and I homeschool them. So that's pretty much a full-time job in itself, right? Full-time mum, full-time homeschooler. I'm also married to an amazing man. We met when I was just 16 years old. So we've been together nearly 20 years. And we're one of those crazy couples that actually like spending time together. But for him to support our family with us wanting a parent to be at home, he became a FIFO Boilermaker. So FIFO stands for fly in, fly out. He didn't just drive to work and then come home at the end of the day. He would literally fly to the opposite side of the country, stay there for 4 weeks, and then he'd come home and spend 5 days with us. And that would just keep going and going and going. And I became extremely withdrawn. I was very shy, run down, exhausted, would hardly ever leave the house. And when I got to that point, I realized that something had to change. And if I didn't make that change, then 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from that point, our life would look exactly the same. And I just didn't want that for ourselves anymore. So I found an incredible company. I continued my personal development journey, which I've been on for 9 years. And when you surround yourself with the right people and just go after your dreams, you can literally transform your life from the inside out, and it has a ripple effect over everything. So yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, homeschooler, mum, and I just love empowering women to be the best version of themselves. So that's sort of me in a nutshell.
That's awesome. I love it. I loved the post that I grabbed to make our post. Can you share a bit about that?
Yes. So Zija reached out to me and asked, it was an International Women's Day, and they were gathering all these different quotes from women. And when I was asked for a quote to talk about women, that's the first thing I thought of, about when women support each other, you know, they can achieve anything that they want. And before I started my personal development journey, I couldn't even go to the supermarket to buy milk if we'd run out until my husband came home from work so he could go with me, or if I called my mum over and she went with me. That's how shy and withdrawn I was. And a part of my personal development journey was connecting with like-minded people. And I think especially women, we can either tear each other down or we can lift each other up. And tearing each other down is toxic. It doesn't get you anywhere, and comparison is just as toxic as pulling people down intentionally. And so I truly believe that women need to stick together. We need to support each other. We need to be non-judgmental in each other's choices, and just be there to lift each other up, to empower each other, and to be each other's biggest cheerleaders, which is something I'm very passionate about.
That's incredible. Yeah, the comparitis is bad. It's really bad out there, and I think I really love that passion, because I agree. The world would be so much better if, instead of worrying about what you're doing or that person's doing and how you're doing it and how you're going to beat them, or be better than them, I think that would have a massive effect on women being even more successful. What is your do you have a team that's a lot of women? If you don't mind my
Yes,
asking? Yes.
definitely. Yeah, we have a lot of women on our team. Like attracts like, right? And I connect with women because I am a woman. I connect with mums because I am a mum. We want to be around like-minded people. And it's funny because we do have some men, some incredible men in our organization. My husband just put his hand up. He's one of them. And whenever one of them says, oh, there's so many women leaders in your team, we need some men. And I said, fine, go recruit some, right? You're a guy, go recruit some more guys.
Yeah.
I feel as a woman much more comfortable building a relationship with another woman over another man. And so it's just, I just have a lot of women on our team because I am a woman. That's really the bottom line. And I love empowering them because I know how shy, withdrawn, and how I never thought I was good enough. And so I love instilling greatness into other people. And one of the things I actually say to my kids every night when I tuck them into bed is, you have greatness in you, because every single person on the planet has greatness in them. They just don't believe it. And if I can help them believe that, then they can transform their life.
I think that's amazing and very beautiful. I try to tell my son all the time too, like, that he's amazing and that he's great, and that might be something I adopt, is every night telling him that very specific thing, because I think that's a very powerful thing to do, to help raise. And I think starting young is definitely really important, so that they can go into the world and empower people to move forward as well. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. And do it. Your son will love it. It'll be so awesome.
Yes, absolutely. So what would be along the lines with empowering women and empowering each other, what would be your number one thing that you want women to know, especially if they're in our industry? I have a lot of people that might be in our industry but not in our company, watching me, or people that just want something different in their life that are too afraid. So what might be what's your message to people?
I think a lot of women, especially mums, have guilt. They have guilt around doing anything for themselves that doesn't involve looking after their kids, looking after their house, or looking after their partner, right? And I certainly used to be one of them. And an analogy I'll use, which is extremely common, so it's going to sound a bit cliche, but when you're on a plane, and I've got flights on my mind because I'm jumping on one next Sunday to head over to your side of the world. But when you're on a plane and the flight attendant is going through all of the safety stuff, it says, if the oxygen masks drop down from above, put yours on first before helping others, including your children. Because if you don't have the oxygen on and you pass out, you're no good to anyone else. And I used to be someone that felt so guilty about filling my cup. I was everything for everybody else. And in doing that, my kids and my husband and my family and my friends, they just got what was left of me, right? They got the leftover parts. But when I make a conscious effort every single day to fill my cup first so that I can pour into others, then those people get the best of me, not what is left of me. And so find something every day. For me, it's getting up early in the morning. No matter what time I go to bed, I'm up at 5 a.m. That might freak some people out, but I've been doing that now for nearly 10 years, and it's the best practice I ever started doing, because I can get up, I can do my morning walk and watch the sunrise, I can do my workout, I can do my personal development, I can do my journaling, I can have a shower and get dressed and ready for the day before anyone else is awake. And I have started my day how I wanted to. I've filled my mind with positivity. I've set my intentions and I've started strong. So then for the rest of the day, I can be the best version of me for everybody else that I come into contact with, including my own family. So find whatever it is for you that has you filling your cup every day with zero guilt, because you don't want your loved ones to have what's left over. You want them to have the best version of you. So zero mum guilt anymore is one of my biggest passions, because I lost myself when I became a mum. I was shy already, but I started just being a mum or just being a wife. I lost Belinda. And so many women feel that's what they have to do when they get married and have a family, but it's not. I want to be an example to my kids that even though I am a mum and I am a wife, that I'm still me, and it's important to look after me. Otherwise, I'm teaching, especially my girls, that when they grow up, if they get married and have a family, that they're no longer themselves. And I definitely want to lead by example for them to have their best life moving forward. So that would be my biggest thing that I would want to share.
That's incredible, and again, something that's so beautiful to hear. I remember when I was brand new mom, and like my son was a couple days old, and I took the time to make myself feel good and to take care of myself, and that meant having a shower, doing my hair, and doing my makeup. I wasn't really going anywhere, but that's what I did. And I had comments that were like, why would you do that? That's taking away from your brand new, like, you have a brand new baby, why would you do that? I'm like, because I'm still me. I have a baby, but I am still a human being, and if I would like to feel good so he gets my best, then that's what I want to do, and that means taking time for myself. So I think that's an incredible message to share, and a lot of women do feel guilty for taking 5 minutes to have a shower or 10 minutes. Like it's great, and I just want to make a comment that yes, you and I are in a specific industry with a specific company, but what you're talking about is important for any type of success as a woman. It's not just talking for our industry. This is so important, even if you're not in an industry and you're a mom, a stay-at-home mom, and you don't do anything other than be an incredible mom and a wife. You still have to take time for you. Do you have anything to add to that, as my little one's in the background?
Just that I 100% agree, and you learned that lesson way earlier than I did. My eldest daughter is 14 now, and I wish that when she was a couple of days old that I already had that philosophy. So well done to you. It took me a few more years to catch on, but I 100% agree with everything that you just said. I started doing what I shared. I started 9 years ago, and I've only been with my company for 3 years. So these practices came well before I started in our industry, and they have served me well in the industry. But when I was living my best life as a stay-at-home mum and homeschooling my kids and didn't have my own side hustle, I still got up early and did what I needed to do to start my day strong so that I could be the best version of me for everybody else. So I 100% agree with you.
That's great. I would love to touch quickly. I love where this is going, and I haven't talked about this with many people. I don't think anybody on my lives that I've been doing. And you've said a couple of things, but what does your ideal morning routine starting at 5 a.m. look like?
Yeah, so I get up at 5. I'll come out into the family room / kitchen area, and first of all, I'll let the dog out, whatever, that's just normal. But I'll make my nutrition, and I will sit down and I will do, I'll typically read a chapter of a personal development book. I'll then do journaling. And so in my journaling, I will write 10 things that I'm grateful for. I then write the sentence, I'm so thankful for the incredible news coming my way today, because I truly believe that every day is a gift and there's something good in every day. And then I'll write down my I am quotes. So all of the goals that I have, I will write them down as if I have already achieved them. And there's about 5 or 6 that I write down. And then by that time, it's nearly 6 o'clock, so the sun is about to rise. So my husband and I then go on a walk. That takes between 40 minutes and an hour. And then when we're back from that, have a shower, get ready. By the time that's done, the kids are up, we can start our day. So really it's like a 2-hour where I get to spend an hour by myself, filling my mindset, doing my journaling, having that quiet me time, and then getting up and doing something active with my husband, watching the sunrise, which is one of my favorite parts of the day. I love getting out that early in the morning and watching the sunrise. There's just something magical about it. And then getting myself ready so I'm prepped for when the kids get up. But that's 7 days a week. That's how my morning starts.
That's amazing. You do that on the weekends as well?
Absolutely. Did it this morning, and it's Sunday.
Yeah, that's
I can't
amazing.
not do it. Like, even if I would turn my alarm off, my body clock wakes me up at 9. Every now and then I might, not wake up at 5, at 9, I said, at 5. My body wakes me up, even if it's just a little bit past or a little bit before, within like that 20-minute time frame. Even if I've gone to bed at midnight, which is not a lot, I go to bed pretty early because I get up so early. But yeah, my body's trained that way, and I couldn't try to sleep in if I tried.
Yeah, that's good. Well, 10 years you said, right?
Yeah, nearly 10 years. It'll be 10 years at the end of this year.
Yeah, your body is it's just habit now. Yeah. I really love that you said you do the I am, your goals as I ams. So do you mind giving an example? I don't know, like, people that are watching, I do I am statements as well. I don't necessarily, I'm not put it in the words that you did. So I think that's a great thing. But for maybe the people that are watching either live or replay, maybe they don't know what an I am is, and they possibly don't know the power of the words I am. So could you talk about that quickly?
Definitely. So saying an I am quote, and I'll share mine, it's as if it's already happened. So it's not, oh, I want, or I wish, or I hope. It's I am. I believe it in every fiber of my being that when it does actually happen, I'm not going to be surprised, because I know those things will become my reality. And a lot of them are business related. So those of you not in our company, not in our industry, you might not get what they mean, but they're my personal goals. So the first one is I am a black diamond, which is a very significant rank in our company. Second one is I lead a black diamond team. Third one is we live on an amazing 50-acre property with a gorgeous farmhouse my husband built for me. Another one is I have a 100K plus Instagram tribe, because my big goal this year was to grow my Instagram following. And then another one is we live 100% debt free. Because I want to be able to pay cash for that 50-acre property and that farmhouse. I don't want to have a big mortgage for it. So those are really the top ones that I have. But yeah, I know they'll all happen. So that's why I say it. I am, and in present tense as if they've already happened.
That's amazing. I love it. I'm definitely going to, I'm not an early riser at this point. It's definitely something I see the power in. I am my most productive at night. So I'm not really sure how to switch that gear.
So I have a suggestion for you. There's an incredible book called The Miracle Morning. I didn't read it to start being a morning person. I never used to be a morning person. I would not get out of my pajamas until lunchtime. I was not out of bed until after 9. I trained myself to become a morning person. In The Miracle Morning, although it wasn't available back then, I've read it since. And for anyone wanting to become a morning person, it doesn't have to be 5 a.m. 7 a.m. is super early for some people. Whatever your time is, that book is incredible.
Awesome. Thank you. I will definitely look at that book and grab it. Do you have any other personal development books that you live by and suggest people need to read?
I've got so many. My current favorite is Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. I'm totally have a massive girl crush on that woman. She's incredible. So Girl Wash Your Face is amazing. Another few that I absolutely love, one is called Rhinoceros Success. That's funny. It's a super light read. And Go for No is another fun, super quick read. It's all about the future self concept. So who is your future self? Sort of gives you like a sliding doors type scenario, but in a book. They were the couple that I started with.
Awesome. I love it. I love listening. I'm not a huge reader, but I do listen to books a lot, especially like while I'm traveling, and I'll throw on a good book and listen to it all the time. I can get hours. When I worked a job, that's all I did was I plugged into podcasts and books and listened for hours. So I'm a huge advocate of, even for the people that say I'm not a reader, neither am I. I will read the same sentence 20 million times.
Well, we all learn different ways, right? And when someone says to me, I'm not a reader, I can't do personal development, it's like, well, that's a silly excuse. Get Audible.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
The author will read you the book. You don't have to read it. There's no reason not to have that information going into your mind, and having something like Audible or podcasts. I could be, vacuuming or cooking dinner or having a shower, and I'll just have it on loudspeaker on my phone. I don't have to always take time out to sit down and read a book. I do that every morning because I love holding a book in my hands and having the hard copy. But I have a lot of books on Audible as well, and that's constantly going throughout the day too. So great tip that you brought up there. I love audio books too.
I love it. Well, I am super excited to continue following you and seeing your growth. And also, especially when you hit Black Diamond and have your Black Diamond team. I am excited to see or hear maybe you speak more about empowering women and seeing where you go with that. I think it's such a big thing that needs more attention. And I think a lot of us might, if we're in the industry or we're about boss babes and we're doing that kind of stuff, we don't realize how many women aren't empowered. And it's a really big number. I know I wasn't empowered myself. And it's still something that I work on. And I think a lot of people that are in my team work on that. So do you have anything in your future that you're thinking about doing, like a course or speaking more about, or anything like that in regards to this?
No plans, but I do speak a lot about it on Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives and things like that. And when I have, one-on-one calls or meetings or whatever with other women, if that's something that they want to learn about. But I can certainly talk more about it, but not a course or anything like that, but just publicly on my page, because it is something I'm passionate about. And I wish someone had shared it with me a lot earlier than when I found this concept.
Yeah. Do you have any, I know you're a busy lady and you got to get your morning started and stuff, so I'll let you go right away, but do you have anything that you start your women in your team off with as far as helping them move forward in our business in regards to the empowering women?
Yeah, so our team has a list of 5 top books. So it wasn't a list that I put together. We all voted on it, and we recommend that everyone that joins our team goes through those 5 books. And currently we're going through them together as a team, and I'm recording all those Zoom sessions so that future team members can go through that sort of study guide with us, no matter if they get started tomorrow or a year from now or 5 years from now. And they're books like You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. If you haven't read that or listened to it, epic book, right? Go for No, which is one that I mentioned just before. How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich. They're 2 books that, I'll be honest, were extremely hard for me to read, simply because they are older books. They sometimes have that older type language in them, which I find difficult to absorb. I much more prefer recent, up-to-date content. However, the lessons that I learned from them were incredible. I say to people, when you read a book, whether it's personal development or professional development, because I truly believe whatever industry you're in, you need to not only work on yourself, but you need to increase your skill in your industry. So I'll have a personal development book going, and I'll have a network marketing book going, or a leadership book going, both at the same time, because I'm developing both areas of my life. And my goal is to read at least 10 pages a day. An average book is 300 pages. So by the end of the year, you know, that gives you a book a month to have read. And if you take just one thing out of each book and apply it to your life at the end of a year, that's 12 success principles you've applied to your life. Can you imagine where you would be in a year from now applying 12 success principles to your life? Your growth would be absolutely incredible. But what most people do when they read a book or listen to a book, they'll just listen to it or read it, but not change anything. The magic is in the application. So I always make sure I take at least one thing and apply it to have that change come to fruition. So if you're not a huge reader, or you haven't been reading for long or listening to personal development long, take one thing that you learn and apply it, and the difference is amazing.
Wow, I love it. That's incredible. Again, you know, I've heard the read, you know, a few pages a day, get a book a month in. But nobody, again, has ever said, you know, take one thing from each book and apply it. And you're right, that would make significant change in everybody. That whatever, I mean, doing personal development for me has changed my life in a massive way. And I definitely do my best to bring those into my life the best I can. But just that little tweak in how you say it might change someone's life as well.
Yep.
So thank you for that. I think that is absolutely incredible. So with that, I guess one last thing, is there anything else you think that, you know, women need to know about being a woman, or being in our industry, or is there any message that you have that you think everybody should know?
Just have faith and belief in yourself. And if you don't have it, work on having it. If someone else will have that in you. So borrow their belief until you build your own. But, you know, when I talk about belief, I always tell my team there's 5 different levels of belief that you need, especially in our industry. So number 1, and no matter what industry you're in, you can apply it wherever you go. Number 1, you need belief in your industry. So whatever industry you're working in, even if you are a stay-at-home mum, if you are a lawyer, if you are a network marketer, if you're a sales rep, if you're a doctor, whatever it is, have belief in your industry. Number two, have belief in your company. So whoever you're working for, or whichever company you're a part of, you need to have belief in that. Number three is you need belief in your product. What are you sharing with people? You need to have belief in it. And then number four, which is really the most important one, is you need to have belief in yourself. And I ask people at least once a year to grade themselves 1 out of 10 in each of those 4 levels. And if they're not a 10, then that's a skill you need to work on. And it takes work. A lot of people look at me and think, oh, I'm an introvert, by the way. So in business, I'm an extrovert, but in general, I'm an introvert. A lot of people look at me and say, oh, you're successful, or you have so much confidence and you can talk on camera so easily, and, you know, all these things. It's like, yes, but I have worked on that for nearly 10 years. It didn't just happen overnight. So if you want something bad enough, it's The Compound Effect. That's my other favorite book, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It's a little bit every day over time that adds up, and people way overestimate what they can achieve short term, and they way underestimate what they can achieve long term. They get them mixed up, and that's why people quit. They quit on themselves, they quit on their business, they quit on their jobs, they quit on their families. Those 4 levels of belief and the compound effect, that would be my last. I could talk about this topic forever, but I'm probably don't want to bore too many people. I'm very passionate about it though.
Yes, but it's great, and it's great information. I think Daphne, who's watching, I think you're doing the compound effect right now, are you not? And she's posted about that in our group and stuff. It's definitely on my list to get on immediately myself. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely go back through this live, rewatch it, and take some awesome notes. You know, this is personal development too, learning from leaders that take things and put them into effect in their life. And so I thank you so much for your wisdom and for sharing what you've been working on for the last 10 years to get yourself to where you are. We often think it's a overnight success, or we just are that. But I know myself, it's taken me a long time to have belief in myself to even do these live videos with people or whatnot. It's not just something that happened by any means. It's something that has taken time and steps to get there. So everybody that's watching this, please remember that it takes time, and you have to put in that time. Like what they say, it's 10,000 hours to become a expert at something, correct? So it takes time to get to the level you want to get to. It's not just an overnight thing that will happen. So thank you for sharing your journey and your wisdom with us. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on. I've had so much fun. It's an awesome way to kick off my Sunday. And I look forward to, you're going to be in Orlando, yes?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
I get there on the 2nd, so.
Oh, great. I'm there on the 1st. So I'm there a couple of days earlier to get used to the time zone change. So I will get to meet you in person in just a little over a week.
Yes, I'm really excited. I look forward to meeting you, and thank you for being so flexible and jumping on here with me so last minute, actually. And again, being flexible on the day and stuff. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in a week.
Yep, you will. Bye.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, again, amazing. I'm so thrilled that Belinda was able to join me. To Coquitlam, British Columbia now, and I'm here for a week. I have another powerhouse woman joining me on live on the 25th. So I hope you will join me for that. And then I'm going to have some exciting things on my Facebook, I'm sure, while I'm in Orlando, and moving myself forward with my businesses. So again, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for watching. If you watch the replay, drop a replay. And if you have any questions about anything that Belinda was just talking about, please drop it in the comments as well. Thanks everybody. Have a great Saturday.